We were all told to meet here at 9 a.m. Seems like I still have some time. No idea what this is all about, but it would probably be a good idea to finish preparing first. Wir sind prepared. Und wenn nicht, dann, wenn ich das schon vergessen haben sollte, pff. Nicht, was ich irgendwie ad hoc fixen könnte. Instructor, I was expecting you to be... Hi, Sharon. Sharon? You had your dormitory when you left? Yeah, that was, but I was summoned here by Lady Sarah. So after seeing all you off, I came straight here. But I guess you would get here ahead of us. You know, at this point, I shouldn't really be surprised. She changed her rainfall's top mate for nothing. Personally, I would have preferred not to ask her to come at all, but since she will be acting as Group A's guide, I didn't have much of a choice. Why, thank you. Like, why would we need a guide? So you're telling me... Well, looks like everyone's here already. Oh, Sharon's here too? Huh? What is she doing here? Cooking, cleaning, instantaneous travel? What can you not do? Ich flatter me, Jesus. Das ist das, was ich gerade noch so schnell lesen konnte. Oh, we've got all of you here now. And look at that. 9 a.m. right on time. Huh. What's that sound? Sounds like a rush of air. No, that's not quite it. Sounds to me like an airship. Are you kidding me? Look! What is? What the hell is that? Here they come. Design sollte vielleicht einem bekannt vorkommen, so in manchen Teilen. Für die, die wissen, worauf ich hinaus will, ich glaube, die haben es schon gecheckt. Sag mal so, das ist Olivert neues Baby. What is this thing even doing here? Wow, it's so cool. Here comes an airship. Who does it belong to? An Imperial Army, an Imperial Army warship, maybe? Nah, not enough giant guns. Still, the shape looks familiar. On our right, it's like the white wings of the barrel. You think so too, right? You mean like the Arcea? How did I mention it? I do see the resemblance. You say it? It wasn't the high-speed cruiser from the Kingdom of the Barrel? Indeed, it was on that early airship that Prince Olivert made his triumphant return to Heimdall. No way. You're not seriously going to land here, right? Of course they are. It's 75 acres from brow to stern. It might be a bit of a snug fit, but you should be able to touch down. Man, you've gotta be kidding me. Wait a minute. How do you know how large it is? Und ja, so eine Art Arcea Mark II, könnte man es schon sagen. Nur eine bisschen mehr beefigere Variante. Und ja, Zeiss hat seine Hände mit dem Spiel. This is the best. It's actually very pretty up close. The more I look, the more it seems just like the sail, except red. The best across of Erebonia though. So at the very least, it's an airship from the Empire.
Yeah, Shokun. 10日ぶりになるかな?
オリバルト殿下。
それにバンダール家の。
I'm glad to see you all again.
反応は上々のようだね。これなら帝都市民へのお披露目も成功間違いなしだろう。
市民へのお披露目？
もう何が何だか。
So, the prince is just here in a supporting capacity today, to say nothing of myself. The real stars of the show are the airship and this fine gentleman we have aboard.
こちらの方。
久しいな、7組の諸君。初めてのものも多そうだが。
その声は。
光の結晶。
父上。
Surprise!
ラウラのお父さん。そちらの方が。
トバル殿もご一緒か。
This isn't quite how I expected our grand Yun to go, that's for
ど
sure.
うしてそこに。その帽子は一体。
Allow me to introduce you. This is Captain Victor Asset, who will be assuming command of the ship. Und ja, Victors kleine, ja, sag ich mal, Zusammentrommeln von den Royals, sage ich jetzt mal, nicht Royals, von den ganzen Aristokraten, die nicht sehr, also sich noch nicht entschlossen haben, der Noble Faction anzuschließen, hat ihm natürlich zu Prinz Olivert gebracht. Wells. Denn er hat keinen Bock auf die Reformisten, er hat keinen Bock auf die Nobeln. Und wir wissen ja, was Oliverts ganzes Ziel in dem Ganzen ist. Also wir wissen, was sein Gameplan ist. Er will sozusagen eine dritte Alternative zwischen den zwei machen. As a reminder, Trace in the Sky the Third, wo er seine Kampfansage gegenüber Elif Osborne zusammengebracht hat. Und das Ganze hier ist halt alles Teil des ganzen größeren Plans.
そうきたか。
まあ、詳しい経緯は後ほど説明させてもらおう。
なんだこれは。
綺麗な飛行船。
Nee, ich will nichts foreshadowen. Ich wollte gerade was in Bezug zu Thor und dem Luftschiff sagen, aber nein. You will see in Trails in the Sky in a second. Trails of Cold Steel too, so.
やれやれ。これは大したものだね。
すごいな。聞いていたスペック以上にとんでもない性能みたいだ。
学院長。
これって。
驚くのも無理はない。理事長の提案で今回は特別な計らいとなってな。その間でそれぞれの実習地まで君たちを送ってくれるそうだ。
Yep, wir werden auf dem Ding fliegen.
マジかよ。
あくまでお披露目の処女飛行のついでとしてね。 一旦帝都に向かってからルーレに直行してくれるって。
なんというか。
驚きすぎて頭がクラクラしてきました。
Wirklich schon ein nices Privileg. Also, ich hätte Bock. Weil auf so einem Luftschiff, why not?
それでは殿下、そろそろ。
ああ、よろしくお願いする。ようこそ7組の諸君。アルセイユ2番艦高速巡洋艦カレイジャスへ。
Courageous indeed. Same day, 9:30. Natürlich weiß ich, wer da auf dem Schiff gerade drauf ist. Misty, beziehungsweise Vita. An der Bushaltestelle. Beziehungsweise die Zughaltestelle. Bleu Blanc, of course. Not even our high-speed trains could hope to match that. That may be true, but we still have our own strings. How's the investigation coming along? Well, they have been pretty blatant about trying to obstruct us, so basically about what we expected. The same is true in other areas as well. Understood? Respond with pattern 13. I will tell myself this afternoon. Yes, ma'am! Oh ja, wir werden sehen, wo es hingeht. Musst du es drüber. Kannst du ja irgendeinen Sixth Sense dafür sowas spüren? hat sie so ein Rienradar, so Where's my brother? It's a fine ship, isn't it? This already seems to have gone to quite a lot of trouble having it built. Huh. Is this the wind of change you intend to release across your state and troubled land? Come on, son, and show me the caliber of a man you can be. Can you believe it's been almost 2 years already? And look at how far our debaucherous prince has managed to come. Partnering with Bell to make a second sail-class airship, then cruising over the capital. I suppose it's one way to stick it to you for outmaneuvering him at a trade conference.
確かにな。
Prince got a fruit.
まさかこんな手で食い下がってくるとはな。士官学院といい、なかなか楽しませてくれる。正念場だ。オリバルト王子。すでに遊戯版の準備は整った。ここから見事ひっくり返せるか。せいぜいあがいてみるがいい。
Ah, das ist auch Foreshadowing von seinem Part und das findet auch schon darauf, dass er vielleicht auch schon weiß, was passieren wird. Und wir wissen es ja auch. Hust, hust. Für die das Ending von Trade Station mitgeguckt haben, you know. Roger Browns Southern Edge over die schwarze Drache Barrier. It's currently 10-2 and we have a northwesterly wind blowing in at a speed of 11 acre. We've just passed through the Schwarze Drachen Barrier's airspace into the grounds of Nordia. Current speed is 3050 sage per hour. You've reached full cruising velocity.
このまま進路と速度を維持。ノルティア本線に沿いつつ200アージュほど距離を取れ。
Hey, Captain. So this is what a bridge of a cruiser looks like. It's all kinda making my head spin. Don't ask me mistaken, this ship is equipped with the Epstein Foundation latest information processing system. Ah, so actually managed to get the Rheinford group, Say Central Factory and the Epstein Foundation to collaborate? I suppose you would be the most well-informed on military technology. It took the combined effort of countless supporters to take this airship from blueprint to beauty. Of course, a great many people know a small amount of trouble gathering the technology and funds to build it. It's nice to know even princesses have trouble with financing sometimes. Yes, it's true. I had to borrow quite a sum from a number of sources, the Emperor himself among them. But all my labors bore fruit, and we were able to build an airship that met all of my ideal specifications. The length of 75 acre, it's almost twice as the size of the original sail. And with it supporting 20 of the central-sized factory's high-performing engines, it can achieve a top speed of roughly 3000 mph per hour. Not quite as fast as the Sail's 3600 mph per hour, but the Courageous boasts high armor and interception capabilities. But please, she memorized all the specs already. So the more I hear about it, the more unbelievable it sounds. Sounds like he's compensating for something. Or something like this was in development, but I never would have imagined you'd pack this much power into it. Well, now we have a rough idea how extravagant this ship is, but what I don't understand is why my father is sitting in the captain's seat. He's not even part of the military. And his father would actually enlist in the Imperial Army? I can understand why you might be perplexed. However, this ship isn't part of any military force. Huh? So wait, is it officially regarded as the property of the Imperial family? Precisely. I intend the ship to give wings to a third faction of sorts, unconnected to both Imperial and Provincial armies. To that end, I could think of no finer captain than Viscount Arce. Well, that at least explains some of it. I see what you're getting at. Yeah. The fastest airship in the Empire, accompanied by the Radiant Blade Master. I couldn't ask for a stronger deterrent than that. I'll say. But that's my hope anyway. About half of the crew here are on loan from my division, the 7th Armored. The rest are civilians, representing a variety of nationalities and social classes. As for me, I'm here because I'm just that good at gathering information. They've also tasked me as the point man for keeping in touch with the guild and all its local branches. Makes sense to me. There was definitely a good choice, he's got tact and patience to spare. Beyond that end, I'm more the face-punching type. Well, being the so shocked we are here. I never have imagined we'd be flying such a marvel of a ship with such a distinguished crew. I've gotten curious though, intending to tour the whole Empire like this. It's our plan, yes. The hope is that it might help assuage some of the tension that's been building across the nation. And if we happen to intimidate the Imperial Liberation Front while we're at it, all the better. Well, that can make sense, considering they've got their own airship too. The Intelligence Division and the RMP seem to be keeping them in check for now. But having a ship like this in the air will definitely put even more pressure on the Liberation Front. In other words, the ship allows me to kill 3 birds with one stone. Genius, isn't it? And if I feel the urge to stretch my wings, I can take them to the skies whenever the mood strikes me. Perhaps one day I'll even be able to put on a radical soaring in the skies of a fine battle. Putting aside certain idiotic flights of fancy, at this speed it should take less than an hour to reach Rur. Feel free to make yourselves at home while you're aboard. Aside from restricted areas like the engine room, we have to the run of the ship. Go on and poke around a bit. Thank you very much, sir. Thanks, I think I'll take you up on it. And that's how we ended up flying to our destinations aboard the Empire's newest and most cutting-edge cruiser. But it interested in look out the windows, of course, since we had the captain's permission. We set about exploring the Courageous, seeing what this top of the line airship had to offer. Yep. Gut. Gucken wir uns mal noch ein bisschen um, wie gesagt. Ein paar kleine Events, die wir mitnehmen können. As you could have told me about this a little sooner. Is the reason you have been so busy lately? I apologize for the secrecy, but much of this project fell under the weight of strict confidentiality. There are some things I'm forbidden to speak of, even to my daughter. I'm sure you realize that. But class must have known, right? How was he allowed to know why I was left in the dark? I'm really honored to have been invited aboard. We can rest a bit easier once we arrive in Rur, knowing you had an Imperial escort. Indeed you can. The British Army will have little choice but to accommodate you. The ship's purpose is to act as a deterrent to both factions as well as the Imperial Liberation Front. By doing that, we hope that the Courageous will hold the old guard at bay long enough for something new to take root. Sure it will. It's just wisely in naming your captain. So I assume that's not the ship's only purpose. Well, true, building a ship this advanced seems excessive if all you're going to use it is as a deterrent. Ja, vor allem im Vergleich, was für Technologie Ouroboros am Start hat. Und ich meine, Olivier weiß, er muss sich auch gegen Ouroboros auch standhalten. Dementsprechend ja. Und er weiß, was für ein fettes Schiff die am Start haben. I mean, das Ding ist immer noch ein Drittel von dem ein Drittel von der Glorious. Sogar noch ein bisschen weniger als ein Drittel. Also ja. Ross right. This be some other purpose it was made to fulfill. Und ja, für die sich nicht mehr erinnern, das waren 250 Acre. So, 250 Meter das Ding. Very receptive of you. I regret I wasn't able to discuss this with you properly when you were in Legram last month. But I'm proud to see just how much you've grown since you were at the academy. I have my class to thank for that. Learning alongside of them has been a constant source of insights. So tell me, what's she doing? Is Laura getting along with other students? Huh? I think she's been fitting in fine. I see, that's reassuring to you. At times I worry that growing up in a sword-fighting household caused her to end up less well-rounded than her peers. Abi and the others will continue looking out for her. Of course. We're glad she's with us. I can't imagine Glass 7 without her. I can't help but get the feeling that she's something more to you than simply a classmate. Whatever the truth may be, I hope you will continue treating her as the lady she is. I don't want to abide inappropriate behavior toward my daughter. I don't have the faintest idea what you're talking about. But I like to think I know how to conduct myself towards a classmate. Good, good. That's what I wanted to hear. What are you two? What are the two of you going on about with all your whispering and your furtive glances? It's nothing you need to concern yourself with. Just a little discussion between men. Don't worry, we'll be sure to get you to your field study safely. As student of force, I expect you to give it your utmost. Huh? He really does care about her. True. So. By the way, das Schiff ist groß. Es hat eigentlich halt 5 Etagen. Aber das, weil es so groß gebaut hat, hat vielleicht auch Sinn. Ich sag mal, erste Spiel hat nicht viel Foreshadowing, aber die Courageous wird für uns früher oder später mal wird doch noch eine sehr zentrale Rolle spielen. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I had no idea the Rainford Committee was involved in developing something on this scale all this time. When I found it out, it was a collaboration with the Epstein Foundation and Central Factory. And on top of that, she's got her hands in the development of our Arcus units too. It's way too much work for one person. How many projects does Mother have under her wings right now? Well, I'm afraid I can't give a simple answer to that. But suffice to say, the chairman only knows about a small number of the projects in development by the Rainford group. Radio directors have... I knew it. Huh? Hello, Mastery. Ja, auch reines Foreshadowing. Lina hat vielleicht nicht mehr ganz so viel Kontrolle über diese ganzen Projekte, die gerade alle am Start sind. Und vielleicht machen gerade so ein paar Leute ihr eigenes Ding innerhalb der Firma. Sorry, I'm interrupting something? Oh, it's okay. Have you finished exploring the airship? I expect it will be a while longer before we reach shore. Finished? I don't even think I've seen half of it yet. It's kind of overwhelming. I'm looking forward to landing in Rio, though. It's been a while since I've seen the industrial metropolis. It's not too far from my hometown, so I'd always hear about it in passing. Oh, that's right, you're from Emir, so I guess you would then. You want a little refresher? I can bring you up to speed on all things royal. Sure, not? It used to be factory town, but it grew into a hotspot for technology as a result of its steel and heavy industry. The population is around 200,000, and since the city is in the Nordia province, it's under Marquis Ragnar jurisdiction. That's right. I still find it kind of wild that Angelica is his daughter. You know, last time I visited, it felt like the whole city was man-made. Trees and grass were rare sights. It made it kind of hard to tell how large the city really is. Well, the city itself is basically one giant structure, divided into several levels. It's been expanded so many times that even long-time residents occasionally wind up in places they don't recognize. Why, I have lost count of the number of times I have to go pick up Lady Elisa when she lost her way. That was when I was a kid. Don't say it like it still happens. Really, it was a long time ago. Something tells me we are looking at not quite so distant past. Anyway, number 4 is the Saxon iron mine. The iron mine makes its way into the most of the Rheinfurt group's products, in some form or other. The amount of ore they get from just that one mine is immense. The Empire would be a different place today without it. I don't doubt it. Your textbooks mention the Saxon mine. It's been right to the Empire since back before the Orber Revolution. In the center of Ruhr, you can't miss the Rheinfurt Group's corporate headquarters, which is also basically my house. Honestly, I was hoping I wouldn't have to go back anytime soon. Why so? I guess there's no point in mobbing about it now. Glad to have a field study that didn't spiral into some sort of hectic adventure, but I'm ready if you're on. Yep, just take it as it comes. Wishing you all the best. Das wäre die Junction Area. Ich glaube 2 und 3 dürfen gerade noch nicht reingucken. 2 und 4. Hier haben wir theoretisch ein paar Räume, die ich auschecken darf. Boarding Gate. Supply Room. War der theoretischen Shop. Gibt es irgendwas auf Interest, das wir noch kaufen müssten, theoretisch? Nein. Not really. Die Barracks für zum Pen. Relic. Wo wir unsere Main Story gerade haben. Nehmen wir nochmal den 3 erstmal hier. Are we working out what to do for our concert? Yeah, I've got the general gist of it figured out now, but let me ask you, Ian, would you prefer male or female vocals? It's a really important question too, since it will change the audience we draw. That's a tough decision. I'd only try both then. You know what? That would be perfect. Yeah, I really like the idea. 2 songs would be the perfect length too. Rehearsing will be a bit tougher, but I think we should do it. Lets us use both plans too. You won't see me complaining. I'm really excited for this. Schönes, wenn wir die 2 Songs rausballern. Why not? Keine extra Cutscene, schade. At long last, the Couragous has finally taken to the skies of Erebonia. I feel like a mother hen watching her chicks leave the nest. I take your word for it. This may sound a bit forward of me to say, but it sounds like it's our murders getting this project together. It wasn't alright, I'll say that. I doubt it would have come together without the prince's unwavering dedication and tireless work. He had to find the time to raise funds and oversee the entire project, in addition to all of his official duties. And to add to that, he had to take care of all the arrangements necessary to get Viscount Asset installed as its captain. Can't even imagine how busy your schedule must have been. Even from a student's perspective, it sounds brutal. Well, for this ship, to have any rate of as a deterrent, I needed a Viscount. Hopefully agreed to my request. Our plan is to create a neutral third power capable of acting independently of our nation's two competing factions. You can think of the Courageous as the first physical embodiment of that idea. I mean, ich würde eher so schon sagen, die zweite, weil das erste Embodiment ist eigentlich Class 7. A third party, huh? I feel like I'm starting to understand at least part of what it is you're trying to accomplish. The road will be a difficult one, though. Sure, this is only the beginning. Seeing the ship soar through the clouds for the first time moves my heart just as when Class 7 was formally established. I look forward to seeing what the future holds for the Courageous, and for the brave men and women of your class. Our Highness. We live in interesting times. The political situation across the Empire seems to grow more ominous by the day, but with any luck, making a real show out of the ship's launch will push back against the prevailing climate. Well, that's the hope at least. Either way, you'll have your whole life to split hairs about politics. For now, give your attention to your field study. Thank you. I know you have high expectations for us, and I hope you'll be able to meet them. Gut. Wie cool ist das Aaron-Toll für uns haben? Was sagt der Sarah? Toll, what are you guys doing out here? Oh, just a lot of brazier to brazier information swapping. That's about the long and short of it. Been a while since the last saw you guys, though. Not since the last month in Legram. Yeah, always nice to see a friendly face, though. Well, despite keeping in touch with him and setting up these arrangements, it came as a surprise to me to see him on board, too. Clearly, it was meant to be. Honestly, it was only brought on because of my connection with Chris Count Arcel. The ship really is in a class all of its own now. It's not every day you see a ship owned by the Imperial family and captained by the Radiant Blade Master. This cruiser has the potential to be an important force in Erebonia going forward. For the ties to the Imperial or Brunch armies, it can potentially keep both of them in check if need be. It might not be able to do that quite as well as a strong guild presence could, but it still helps protect a lot of people. That's true. It still frustrates me how the guild used to be an institution here and now we're just barely keeping the lights on. At least the Crossbell branch sends its people over to help us out when we need a hand though. It's just one thing, but we owe McLean so many favors I've lost count. McLean, wait, are you talking about? Well yeah, I guess you would have heard of him. He's an Iron Bracer over in the Crossbell branch. A guy who used to work with named Wenzel works there now too. Wait, maybe we should back it up a bit. The guy we are talking about is Artis McLean, aka the Divine Blade of Wind. The name probably sounds familiar to you because he's also a practitioner of the 8-leaf Swamp Blade style. Yeah, that's who I was thinking of. I've never met him myself, but heard a lot about him from my master. He mastered the school's second form and sounds about as untouchable as anyone who holds the title of Divine Blade. By the way, ich habe gerade gar nicht im Kopf, welche Form Cassius gemeistert hat. Aber jede Divine Blade meistert eine der 8 Formen, die es gibt. Und das hat ja die zweite Form, die Windform. Cassius bin ich mir gerade gar nicht sicher. Habe ich es nicht im Kopf. Und bei Reen werden wir sehen, welche Form er priorisiert. Well, he's pretty damn strong. I give you that. Paid me off more tough spots than I'd like to admit. Ja, und er ist kurz davor, Teil von Crossbells neuer Armee zu werden. Auch als Captain. Speaking of, you know who else is a student of the IATLE school? Cassius Bright. We were talking about him before, remember? He's the bracer who took command during the big incident 2 years ago. Though, from what I heard, he left the way of the sword behind a while back. Cassius Bright, was he in Erebonia? Wait, 2 years ago. It was an eventful time, to put it lightly. And yeah, we have Cassius to thank for getting us past that, but afterward, well, you know the story from there. They shot at guild branches all across the Empire, one after the other. The earlier sweet instructor was out of a job. I'd be glad to give you all the crazy details, but it's a long story. Should probably save it for another time. But hey, the guild seems to have a good track record with folks from the elite school. Maybe you should consider a career as a bracer. Door's always open, you know. Sie haben es schon die ganze Zeit mit Leuten versucht. Jetzt versuchen sie ja, also oder mit der SSS allgemein, jetzt versuchen sie uns noch zu Bracer zu machen. Ich finde es irgendwie interessant, dass eigentlich immer unsere Leute aus der Main Party, also zumindest im Fall von, also Trades in the Sky, wir sind literally als Bracer gestartet, also da. Und zumindest die SSS haben sie schon hart versucht, mit eigentlich in die Bracer Guild irgendwo mit rüber zu bringen und anzuwerben. Und jetzt versuchen sie es zumindest mit Rien auch schon. Und geil, zumindest für Vieh wäre es auch nicht so eine unwahrscheinliche Career Path, irgendwann mal Bracer zu werden, weil es ist irgendwie so ein common Ding für also Dropout-Jägers irgendwie bei den Bracern oder ähnlichen zu landen. I mean, Randy ist bei der SSS gelandet, aber you know what I mean. Oder Dropout Enforcer. Im Falle von Joshua. Und Ren. Ich glaube, Ren zählt jetzt auch mit als Bracer. Wenn ich es richtig im Kopf habe. Also ich glaube, also zu dem jetzigen Zeitpunkt noch nicht als Bracer, aber mit halt Estelle und Joshua wird sie halt Teil von den Bracern. Zumindest indirekt. So als kleiner Honorable Helper, könnte man sagen. Me, a Bracer? I never really thought about it before. Hey, there's another of us singing the Bracer's blues without you trying to recruit my students. Never is to start them early. See, though, you're always looking for more good people. If that's something you wanted to do, I wouldn't turn you down. I will give it some forward. Jupp. Und ich denke mal hier, wenn wir mal Stopp für heute machen. Denn wenn wir jetzt wieder reingehen, werden jetzt die Cutscenes alle spielen und wir werden in Röhr landen. Also die ganzen Lead-Up-Cutscenes für die Landung von Röhr. Und ich denke mal, Röhr im Ganzen heben wir uns fürs nächste Mal auf. Dementsprechend. Ich hoffe, es hat euch gesehen gefallen. Wir sehen uns das nächste Mal, wenn wir in Röhr landen. Und wenn wir mal sehen, was für Spaß uns dort alles begegnen wird. Es wird einiges sein. Und ja. Wir sehen uns. Bis dahin. Ciao. Bye bye.